Yeah, I feel like it's been a big success over the last few years, and building rivalry against Richmond. Been some good games, really special night. So I feel like it's going really well, and hopefully again builds for next Monday.
It's been good to get them in one of them. They've got you the last two, haven't they? And
yeah, we owe them a couple. Obviously, match up pretty well against the D's. They've had the wood over us the last couple of years, so we're looking to try and get one back on them. But it's going to take 4-quarter consistent effort. They're playing some really good footy.
How's the rivalry come about, Trent? Is it this game alone, or is there something else to it?
I suppose from my point of view, this is my 10th season, and we've sort of been on par with regards to development and so forth since almost that day. So I think it stems back probably before Jack's time, but I think any Melbourne club, we're proud football clubs, and you want to have the wood over your neighbours, I suppose.
Jack, you've been without Jesse Hogan for the last couple of weeks. First of all, will we see him play?
Yeah, I think so. I think if his body's fit and going well, he'll play. Looking forward to getting back in the team. He's a big part of it.
After probably throwing away those 2 weeks, does he need to point to prove? Does he need to make things up to the team?
Not really. He's just got to come in and perform the way he was performing before. He's probably building trust more on the off-field side of things. We've got no issues with how he performs on the field. He's a real soldier for us, and really look forward to getting back out there again.
Has he got a long way to go still to rebuilding that trust?
Not really. I think it's been made publicly. He's obviously got some stuff going on away from football. So the club's fully supportive. Trying to get him in the right headspace and tracking well.
did you ever chat to him, Jack?
Not personally. Not about the issues going on and what's happened. We address it as a leadership group and as a football club. Simon Goodwin's had some close dealings with Jesse and they're helping him through the process. It was more of a team decision in terms of leadership group decision. Yeah.
What about the team as a whole after a disappointing second half last week? Do you feel a real strong urge to set that right and bounce back?
Yeah, we feel like it was obviously a disappointing result against Fremantle, but clear learnings come out of the review. All the players have got really clear understandings about what's required in certain times of a game, and we're looking forward to get out against Richmond and displaying it.
Does that specifically relate to after half-time? What happened?
Yeah, the third quarter, opportunities to seal the game in the last quarter, things you plan throughout the year in pre-season, and then they come up in games and we probably didn't execute to the level we would have liked. So, like I said, really clear learnings come out of it. You could watch the vision and see exactly where we broke down, which I think is good because it gives boys clear focuses going into the next round.
There's been a few incidents that have happened with Jesse, Jordan and Bernie with suspensions. Are you keen to kind of put that behind you and get back to being really disciplined?
Yeah, as a football club, all three of those players play, unsociable football, play on the edge. But yeah, their decisions weren't team first actions and they hurt the football club. So we certainly don't, condone the actions they did, but we still want to see them play on the edge and bring a certain level of physicality to the game.
Has there been a message to play right on that edge and maybe they're just going over it sometimes?
Yeah, we want to be a physical football team, no doubt. But there were more silly errors, I think, which don't really relate to how you play your football. They're more, I guess, actions of frustration.
You're doing a lot right, Trent, as a footy team. Is there anything that you haven't quite nailed that you'd be looking to get rolling as a group this week?
Yeah, I think the game of footy, you look at the competition at the moment and it's so even, and you need to be at your best as consistently as possible. There was patches in the game on the weekend that we were probably disappointing. You pride yourself on defence and we let ourselves down at times, but you've got to carry the momentum as well. It's a tough game and winning's always nice, but we need to make sure that we're at best.
Having that deeper midfield, how are you enjoying your footy with a bit more, I guess, support rolling through?
Yeah, I think it goes further than just the deeper midfield. The environment we've created at Punt Road and in game is an enjoyable one, and I know it's easy to say that when you're winning games of footy, but the energy's been great. and not just in our senior football team, but in our VFA had a really good win on the weekend. Guys have been really stiff to miss out and not quite get opportunities, the likes of Miles, Townsend, Tay Hunt, Sam Lloyd, and a number of other guys. So having depth and having pressure from coming up as well breeds that successful culture.
You talk about an enjoyable environment. Has that been the real change this year?
Oh, I don't think you can nut it down to one thing, but certainly the environment's better than what it was last year. Yeah, nothing specific has changed, nothing dramatic, but just the focus on what guys can do rather than what they can't do, and everyone buying in.
It's more of a positive shift in mindset.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Trent, do you block out the external noise and excitement around the team, or do you try to let a little bit in and kind of enjoy the ride?
I think our fans have the right to be excited. I mean, it's our best start in a little while. And it's a tough game. It's a tough game being a player. It's a tough game being a supporter that have been starved of success for a long period of time and haven't had quite the start that we have this year. And we owe it to them for them to enjoy it. And that's what we're looking forward about Monday night. Two proud clubs that are going into battle on a special night. You know, where we remember current serving soldiers and the past as well, and not forget, you know, the struggle that probably their families and the individuals have been through over a long period of time, and share in that struggle, but also come out here and enjoy what's a fantastic spectacle.
Just on Dusty, was a bit sore on the weekend, went in for scans yesterday. The breakthrough till Monday night probably helps. He's almost certain to play though.
Yeah, I think so. Dusty's, you know, if not our most durable player at the footy club. And I think most teams would probably have him on one leg anyway, so yeah, I think he'll come up fine. He'll train on the weekend, and just it's one of those ones that you need to wait and see how it plays out.
Ben Griffiths, when are we likely to see him back?
Yeah, I think he's available for selection. It's just a matter of where he fits in the side. Does he get an opportunity, or do we keep playing the tools that have been in there? So again, a selection decision from the coaching.
Has Dusty done much on the track, or are you still in recovery mode at this point?
For this week?
Yeah, for this week.
He did a little bit of running and so forth today. I don't think it's anything too significant, so yeah, one of those ones. It's just a time thing.
If I can just ask both of you, just on a bit of an off-field issue, your old teammate Ty Vickery has been copping a fair bit online with his performances in Hawthorn this year. Matthew Richardson came out on radio today and said enough's enough, it's bordering on abuse. Both your clubs have had rough times in recent years. How do you guys handle that sort of feedback and stuff you cop online and stuff like that?
I think the way I look at it is that everyone's entitled to an opinion, and everyone has one, just like armpits. Some stink, some don't. So the reality is that Ty's a fantastic person, has been given another opportunity, another football club. Granted, they haven't won a game yet. I don't think you can rest results on one individual. That's the beauty of our team game. It's 22 that need to come together and perform on game day and even during the week. He's a great person. He obviously wants to perform at his best. It's not like he's sitting there trying not to perform. So it's one of those ones that you just have to block it out, because the reality is that there's people out there that don't really have positive things to say. And I'll probably tend to agree with Richo that sometimes it can be unfair, but the reality is that it happens.
Yeah, similar.
Well said. No,
well said. You know, it's hard not to take that stuff personally, but yeah, you try not to, but there's so much out there, and certainly when you're not performing, it can come down on you pretty hard. You know, it's no wonder why some guys you know, battle with mental health and that kind of stuff, because of the publicity of it all. It can get to you as much as you try and block it out.
And Jack, just on Michael Hibbert, he played strongly in the VFL on the weekend. Are we a chance to see him make his debut for the club?
Yeah, I think the club's pretty keen to get Hibbo playing. He's had a bit of issues with his body and how that's going to hold up, but played well on the weekend from all reports. And if his body's put up well, you know, hopefully he gets a gig.
Jack, just on Jake Spencer, who's got a big ask over the next couple of months. He did a great job on the weekend against arguably one of the best ruckmen going around. How do you see his form? his attitude at the moment?
Yeah, I think he's been terrific all summer, even through the J2 series. He was really impressive. It was just unfortunate. We've got big Maxi, and we just didn't want to play 2 rucks for the start of the season. But he got his opportunity on the weekend and performed like he had been, all pre-season. And it was massive for us. He brings his own skills. He's different to Maxi. He's a competitive beast. He's going to run, chase, and tackle, and he did all those things really well. And I'm looking forward to him bringing it for however long he's in the team.
And this game will move to a Tuesday next year, presumably. I'm not sure whether the AFL's locked it in. Do we need to just lock it in for good now, this game?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Especially if we start winning, that'd be a nicer result for us. But it's great to be given the opportunity to go out there. I know that Collingwood and Essendon have had that special day for a long period of time, but we're making it our own.